You know, it's quite a shame that there's no World War II cinematic universe. Otherwise, you know, Tom Hanks and Matt Damon could have showed up in this movie. Missed opportunities, man. Hoorah! Hello everybody, welcome to MaffmanJones Movie Reviews. I'm your host, John Maffio. Today's featured movie is Fury, directed by David Ayer, who, wow, coincidentally is directing Justice League movie, Suicide Squad. This movie, though, stars Brad Pitt, Logan Lerman, Michael Pena, Jon Bernthal, Shia LaBeouf. Wait, am I missing anybody? I don't think so. Essentially, the story is about Brad Pitt and his crew who are in a tank called Fury. In the beginning of the movie, their assistant driver is killed in action, so this dead guy is replaced with Logan Lerman's character, who is a rookie in the war. So basically, Brad Pitt has to induct and help Logan Lerman's character get into, the swing of things, while also facing adversities with the Nazis in World War II. This movie had a great premise. It has a really good cast, and it had a lot of promise, and it delivered on some of those promises, but not all of them. It's a good movie, but it's missing some things. I'll tell you one thing that's really good, the acting. Brad Pitt is the star, and I think he's at this point in his career where he could just do whatever he wants, and he can convince anybody that he's actually doing a good job in the movie. But I do think that genuinely he did a good job. He basically is the guy who has everything on his shoulders, and he's been through everything. So he's basically a veteran in the war, and you feel that through his performance and his nuances in his facial expressions. Everybody else is good for the most part, but the main heart and soul of the movie, which, helps you connect with it, is Logan Lerman's character, who is the rookie, and he's 8 weeks into the war, and he's never shot anybody, he's never killed anybody, and basically you see his soul get torn apart as he has to be forced to do terrible things in the war and see terrible things in the war. And Logan Lerman proves his worth in this movie, but the contrast here is that he hasn't seen anything when the movie starts. He's the only character with an arc. Everybody else has seen everything. They're all basically dead inside, so they don't have anything going on. They have personalities, they're there for their camaraderie, but I wouldn't say they're the most memorable crew in movie history when it comes to war films. It does get the idea across that this war was massive, and the set design, everything going on with extras, the actual atmosphere, the actual environment, locations, they were all executed properly to make you believe that you're watching a war film and that you were actually in World War II. And maybe it had to do with the oversaturation of the colors in the movie, making it feel really dark and gloomy, which, it's a given for a World War II film, but at some points the saturation did feel a little too gray, and it's like, alright, we get it. The movie's supposed to be gritty. We get it. The action was really good when the action was there, even though it was a little gratuitous with the violence at times. It very well-paced tension and action that keeps you on the edge of your seat, holding your breath until it's over. For all those people who played Flash games online out there, or if you still do, remember that game about tanks where you one at a time, you'll move your tank in advance, and then you'll shoot little pellets at other tanks, and whoever's king of the hill wins? This is basically like an adaptation of that game, and it's tank-on-tank action is really smooth and well choreographed and well shot, and there's no shaky cam for the most part. Everything is, composed with consistency, so you actually understand what's going on with the action. But in other instances, the movie just slows down to a complete halt, and there's one specific scene that takes place in an apartment of some Germans, and it goes on forever, and I kept thinking to myself, what's the point of this scene? And I never got the point of it. The movie is over 2 hours long, and it definitely could have been shot a little bit in terms of that specific scene that I mentioned, plus other little instances where it's like, alright, we get what you're doing, we get what you're trying to say, just move on. And then the biggest thing that cripples this movie the most is the direction. The directing in terms of style and visuals is really good, but the actual story, you know where it's going to go, it's pretty predictable. Even though a couple instances at the very end of the movie, there's 2 or 3 moments that I could not buy. There are 2 or 3 moments at the end of the movie where I'm like, there's no way that happens. There is no way. This movie is trying to be depicted as a realistic World War II movie. There's no way that would happen. And there's no way that that would happen. There's no way that's how events would turn, Although that final action sequence is actually very engaging. Overall, though, Fury is a pretty decent World War II action flick with a great cast, some really good acting, and some really good action for the most part. But it suffers from a lacking screenplay, a lack in inspired direction, and pacing issues, because the movie's over 2 hours, and for a movie that's over 2 hours, you want to keep your audience engaged and invested the entire time. And there's definitely a couple instances where if you're watching it on TV, you're going to want to switch the channel because it gets really darn boring at times. It has moments of a great movie, but it also has moments of a bad movie, so it's in the middle for me. So I'm going to recommend it to anybody who enjoys the cast, who enjoys World War II movies, and people who enjoy action movies. It's a solid, enjoyable action movie that will keep you occupied for 2 hours, and then you'll probably forget about it in a week. Now, turning the turret to you guys. Have you seen Fury? Let me know what you thought about Fury in the comments down below. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel so you'll never miss a video from me ever again. Also, check out Facebook, Twitter, and We Live Film in the info box. I'm John Maffio, aka MaffmanJones, and I'll see you guys next time. I gotta take a shower and wash all this shit off my face. I don't know where I was going with it.